Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hey everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. I hope you're all well and I hope you're all keeping busy. And yeah, it's finally the weekend, the first weekend of December. So who's going in their allotment or who's getting ready for Christmas? That is the question, or in the garden, should I say as well. But yeah, are you getting ready for Christmas? Are you out writing your list for Father Christmas? Or are you spending it indoors, staying warm and dry? Or are you mad like me, spending it in the allotment? So yeah, as always, we're going to be giving you a Christmas joke of the day. For those that don't see them online, this is another place where you can listen to them. So unlucky for you or lucky for you, whichever way. So today's Christmas joke is, why did the gardener plant mint at Christmas? Why did the gardener plant mint at Christmas? Because he wanted a minter wonderland. Why did the gardener plant mint at Christmas? Because he wanted a minter wonderland. There you are. That's the best you're going to get. And there'll be plenty more to come all the way up to December. So I hope you're enjoying these daily Christmas jokes. So what are we talking about today? Well, in yesterday's episode, we talked all about the key tasks of getting your allotment prepared and ready for the year ahead. I hope you found it useful and I hope it gave you some enthusiasm and encouragement into getting your gardens and allotments done. So what are we going to be doing at the allotment this weekend for us down at the allotment? That is the question. Let me share with you what our plans are for our allotment, and if it encourages you to do a bit in your garden or allotments, that's what I want to hear from. So yeah, what's our plans? Well, I need to go out and get some more bird feed, as they are rummaging throughout all my bird feed. They're eating loads, which is a good sign. It shows that I'm feeding the birds and encouraging them. But obviously the squirrels are taking some, they're eating it. And I've seen a rat down at my allotment as well, so they're eating it as well. So I'm feeding all the wildlife down there. And obviously I'm feeding the cat as well, which we've got down at my allotment. But yeah, I'll be filling up all my bird feeders and getting them ready for the winter. Because we have had a bit of cold weather, but not a load. So the ground isn't that much frozen. So birds can still get worms and stuff from out of the gardens. But obviously looking after the birds, especially when it's cold and they can't get anything out of the ground, it keeps them going. And obviously feeding them certain bird feed gives them energy as well throughout the winter months, which is what they want. The next main job down at the allotment this weekend, well, last weekend I only went down on Sunday because I was out celebrating work Christmas parties. But yeah, last weekend what I did was I rearranged all my loganberry bush and tied it in a better position so it was easier to get down round where my strawberry beds are. And I also tied up all my new blackberry canes as well, what have been growing this year. Because obviously the next year's blackberries will grow on the canes which grew this year. And the same goes for loganberries. The loganberries will grow on the new canes this year. So it's a case of tying them up and supporting them and getting them all in place ready for the year ahead. So I did that very delicately because I didn't want to break any of the canes or damage any of them. And they're all tied to my fences and support, so they're all sorted. So my main job this weekend is going to be sorting out round where my strawberry beds are and tidying them all up, and I'm going to be trimming back any of the old leaves what are on them, what are dying off, or any disease leaves to stop them from like getting diseased and spreading throughout the winter months. So I just give them a good trim over the winter, and I'll obviously cut off any runners what are growing and plant them up into the ground and make sure they're well watered, which obviously there will be at this time of year, especially with the amount of rain that we've had recently. So it's just a case of keeping them watered into the ground to make sure that they take. But yeah, we planted about an extra 200 strawberry plants the other month on my allotment because last year I didn't get a good crop. So I've replaced a lot of the plants. I filled tons of gaps in which were all over in my black membrane. So they're all spaced out equally. So we planted absolutely loads of strawberries. So I'm hoping for a fantastic crop next year because my crop this year was abysmal. I wasn't happy with it. Either the plants didn't do very well or the birds ate them. So we need to keep an eye out and possibly protect them better next year from any birds and squirrels from eating them next year. So we're going to have to look into possibly making a little structure or some netting over them to stop anything from coming down and getting them. So we're going to be tidying all them up. We're also going to be tidying all the paths around my strawberry bed area so that it's easy to get round and get down the side of the bed so that I can reach over and sort all them out. We're also going to be emptying my carrot bed, what I planted. I started off well with it. I sowed all my carrots in this raised planter in my greenhouse, and they all started growing because they're high off the ground so the carrot fly won't get them. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get some decent carrots this year. I forgot to water them throughout the year, didn't I? I just put them in a corner and forgot about them and didn't water them. So I'm not expecting miracles from these carrots, but we're going to pull them all up and we're going to see what carrots we've got from them. So make sure you stay tuned for that YouTube episode because you know me, I'm very open and honest. I'll tell you if I've done rubbish or I'll tell you if I've done absolutely fantastic. I share the truth. I don't hide from it. Not like some gardeners, they'll just say, well, we grew these and I probably bought them in the supermarket and stuck them in the ground. But no, we are open and honest with how well we do with our growing. So we're going to be harvesting all them. And then possibly on Sunday, we're going to start with the renovation of my shed. And I'm excited for this because I'm rubbish at DIY. I've always admitted that. I'm absolutely terrible. It looks awful and I do a rubbish job, but I enjoy doing it and it's good fun. So we're going to be renovating the inside of my shed this year. Like I said, last year we spent the time on rebuilding all the outside, sorting all the structure out and everything like that. This year we're going to concentrate on the inside of the shed because I've got into making my YouTube videos quite a lot now and I absolutely love doing it. So I'm going to try and make a potting bench type thing where I can film, I can show what I'm doing with a good backdrop to it so it looks professional, somehow professional. One day I'll be professional, one day I'll be famous. Keep listening to these podcasts and maybe one day I will be. But yeah, I want to have a nice backdrop to it. I want it to look fantastic and look like a proper little shed studio type thing. So I want to improve in my shed and do that. I also want to sort out all my shelving, tidy it all up. I'm going to paint all inside my shed, make it all look fresh and brand new. I've got wooden shelving at the moment and it's fantastic. They're all cut to pieces. I can take them all off if I want to grow anything underneath them so that I don't have to unscrew all the benches. I can just take them off of the supports and take them out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly paint them all and then I'm going to put some polythene over them. I've got a load of polythene in my shed and I'm possibly going to put polythene over them so that when I'm watering my plants, it won't give the wood chance of rotting, if you get me. It's going to protect it so that the water will just run off and then the shed will grow. Not the shed will grow. The shelves will be protected for years to come and hopefully last plenty of years. So I'm going to do all that and I need to sort out a lot of my plant pots and my all my seed trays. I need to get them all cleaned out and ready and just sweep up and tidy up and burn any old wood. I need to start having bonfires. That's one thing I've not started doing yet. we need to start having some bonfires down there and getting rid of some of the old wood that we've got down there. So hopefully I'll be starting to do the shed. But I will definitely be filming plenty of videos down there in the shed, showing you all the transformation of what I'm getting up to. And you can follow along and see how well I get up to. So if you don't follow my YouTube channel, do give it a follow, and then you'll be able to see how well my shed is actually coming on. And another job one weekend, once it's dry, is probably to spray all my fruit trees. That's one thing I want to do. I want to spray them all and get them all pretty much. I put like a winter wash on them, and I'll also put some sticky bands around them as well to stop any insects from crawling up and trying to damage the trees over the summer periods. So if you put them on over winter, it'll stop any insects from hibernating in it and laying its eggs and stuff like that. But yeah, that is one job I usually do every winter. But there's still a lot of leaves on my cooking apple tree. I'm guessing there'll be a load more left come off it now, because it has been windy today and awful when I've been recording this episode. So hopefully the leaves will have all dropped off. So I'll have to tidy all them leaves up as well and put them in my compost heap so that they start rotting down. So yeah, we've got a lot of jobs to do down at the allotment. Obviously, I'm going to film a allotment tour. I didn't put one out this week. I did record it, but I didn't put it out. It's a bit late putting it out now. It's a bit pointless. So I'm going to do an allotment tour next week. We'll start doing all the videos again. Obviously, you're getting the daily jokes, and yeah, we're going to get some more content delivered to you over on the allotment. So I hope you're looking forward to all that. I'm trying to get as much content out there as possible for you to watch and listen to these days. And I hope you're all enjoying it. I get a lot of good feedback about my podcasts, so I hope that you're enjoying all of them. So if you're not following us, do give us a follow. Feel free to share it to Instagram, to Facebook, anything, share it to your friends. So until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.